Lifereals with Florence Onuma.
My name is Florence Onuma. I am the anchor of Lifereals. Lifereals was created to reach out to people that need somebody to talk to, a shoulder to lean on, an avenue for people to express themselves instead of blocking things up.
To be worried, everything will be alright. Everything will be alright. Yeah. I know you've been wondering why
I need to tell you how they turn their lemons into lemonade. I have been through a lot myself, and I'm also here to share my experiences with you. You know what? I've been betrayed. I have been gossiped. I have been criticized wrongly. I have been judged. I have been misunderstood. And I'm here to tell you that you're not alone in that game. Come, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. There's depression. Depression is real. Don't kill yourself before your time. There's always a solution to that problem you're going through. Here on Lifereals, we are here to help you. Come, follow me on this page. Let's talk about that problem. Trust me, together we can solve it. Lifereals is here to help you.
No need to be worried. Everything will be alright. Everything will be alright. One step at a time. No need to be worried.
Hello, Lifereals family. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It depends on where you're watching from. My name is Florence Onuma, and I'm your host on Lifereals. Am I so happy to connect with you guys today? Oh my God, I'm excited. You know, I'm always excited to connect with you guys. You know, I always say that Lifereals was created to form a community of like minds who are always willing to share and bear each other's burden. We share our testimonies, we rejoice with those that rejoice, and we cry with those that cry. That is what this family is all about. And I'm excited to have you as one of the members of this family. Welcome to this week's live broadcast. I am really happy that you're joining. So you know what you're going to do now? Share the link. Just share the link. Share it to your friends, share it to your families, your neighbor, tell them that Lifereals is on. Our Sunday tonic is on. And today we have a very wonderful and special guest with that very intriguing topic, my 3 weeks marriage in America. Honestly, I'm excited to hear what the story is all about and to know how God turned her lemon into a lemonade. So please share it. Don't be selfish. I want you to be a part of this program. I want you to know. I want you to see how God can turn things around for people. Because you know why? People think that, when they're going through issues, it's just them going through the issue. There are people that are going through what's issues, and God is able to come through for them. And if God is able to come through for them, then yours will be different. I'm telling you, everybody got their own issues. Forget how good people are looking. People have baggages in their lives that you wouldn't even think is there. So please, I don't want people to go about being depressed or being unhappy or asking too much, oh God, why me? Oh God, why me? You know what? This life is full of ups and downs, and that's what makes life interesting. So please share the link. I'm not going to bring this guest until I'm sure that we all have connected. Please, I want, Adeboye Buki, thank you for connecting. Early people, thank you. Thank you for connecting with Lifereals. You know, last week we brought in a guest that shared her story. Oh my goodness, Ifeoma Okafor. Ironically, the person coming today is an Okafor too. There's something about this Okafor, you know what I mean? Anyway, we are going to know if it's the same Okafor or it's just a coincidence. You know what I mean? So she shared her story about how she survived a very tragic and ghastly motor accident. God saw her through. All her bones were broken. But God sent an angel to her from the time she was boarding that bus till when she recovered. That angel of God was ministering to her, at every point. That's what I'm telling you about this God. He never disappoints. If you just hold on to him, he will never disappoint you. So please, let's share the link. Everybody was intrigued by that story last week, but I'm sure that you'll be more intrigued by today's story. I'm telling you. God is doing stuff. Like we normally say, what God cannot do does not exist. It doesn't exist. This God, there's nothing beyond him. He's calling Jehovah overdo. You know what I mean? So, guys, share the story. And I want to also thank all members of this page who's been sharing our posts, commenting, liking, recommending the page. Let me tell you, your labor of love can never be in vain. You trust me, right? Trust me, your mama. I will say thank you in my own special way. But I'm not going to tell you when and how. But just keep doing what you're doing. Keep sharing, keep loving, keep commenting, keep liking. One day you will see me, I'll say, oh, please send me your account details. You know what I mean? Not because I'm rich, but I love to share. My own little way, I love to share. Even if it's data money, I will share. But you need to be diligent. I'm the daughter of my father. The Bible said that God is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. So if you diligently follow me, I'll do like my father. I will reward you too. Preach on, girl. It's okay, don't worry. Let's just keep being true to ourselves, okay? So share the link. I can see. Oh, George Ayika, you're here. Thank you so much. Dr. Ngozo Woody, thank you for joining. Chinyere Geraldine, I can see you. Hi, Chief Chijoke Onuma. Thank you. That's my wonderful husband. Thank you for always being there, supportive. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Keep sharing the link. Keep sharing the link. Keep sharing the link. Let's go. The more the merrier, okay? I mean, this topic we need to know. This America we're talking about, can a marriage actually last for only 3 weeks? When you think you just started and then it's ended. No, we need to find out what happened, what went wrong, what went down. So let's go ahead and keep sharing the link. Okay, so I'm also going to say this again. We keep asking people to send in their stories, but if you come live, it gives it more vibrancy, it gives it more authenticity, so that people will see you and identify you with the story that you're sharing. That way, they will, and it's okay, they can put a face to the story and say, okay, it happened to so and so person. I mean, if she was able to pull through, if he was able to pull through, I can pull through too. So please don't be intimidated. Don't feel like, that nobody's going to judge you here. This is not a place to judge anybody. This is a family. Trust me, if anybody puts any comment that judges anybody, I'm going to make sure I block that person from this page. Yes, we need followers, but we don't need judges here. We need people that are willing to share and bear other people's burden, not people that will judge. We don't judge nobody. And if you think whatever you said here, you can take it out there and make it a topic of discussion, if I find out, I'm going to block you. I mean, it's as simple as that, because that's not what we're here for. We're a family and we should be sensitive and then, be empathic to other people's, plights. That's what it's about. So in the short while, without wasting time, I don't want us to waste time, so I can have more time to talk about the story. I want you to share the link, because in a short while, I'm going to bring in the guests. Just share the link. Share the link, share the link, share the link. I'll be right back. Keep sharing the link. All right, okay? Keep sharing the link. I'll be right back. Okay, so I want to know what's happening.
Lifereals with Florence Onuma.
My name is Florence Onuma. I am the anchor of Lifereals. Lifereals was created to reach out to people that need somebody to talk to, a shoulder to lean on, an avenue for people to express themselves instead of blocking things up.
Need to be worried. Everything will be alright. Everything will be alright. Yeah. I know you've been wondering why
I need to tell you how they turn their lemons into lemonade. I have been through a lot myself, and I'm also here to share my experiences with you. You know what? I've been betrayed. I have been gossiped. I have been criticized wrongly. I have been judged. I have been misunderstood. And I'm here to tell you that you're not alone in that game. Come, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Don't bother. That's depression. Depression is real. Don't kill yourself before your time. There's always a solution to that problem you're going through. Here on Lifereals, we are here to help you. Come, follow me on this page. Let's talk about that problem. Trust me, together we can solve it. Lifereals is here to help you.
No need to be worried. Everything will be alright. Everything will be alright. One step at a time. No need to be worried.
Hello. Okay, okay? Hello. I told you guys, I don't play. The guest is right here in the studio. And guess who I have here? I caught a big fish today. This is a veteran Nollywood actress. When we used to have actresses, not now that we have. Don't quote me. Don't quote me. This is Oby Somina Okafor.
Oh yeah.
AKA Ada Ichie Okaka.
Orimiliwa.
Ogene bo ifa. Gene ka na akwa ifa. Na nwata put ifa put bebe.
Oh Jesus. This is too much for me. Thank you guys. Thank you, Auntie Flo, for having me here.
Welcome to Lifereals. We're excited to have you.
Thank you for having me here.
Lifereals. Oby is not just Nollywood, an international actress now because she's based in the US and she's doing great exploits, for herself here. But she has a story to tell us. Let me tell you, there's always a story behind the glory. There's always a trial behind the triumph. So she is here to share her story to encourage one or two persons. Maybe you just relocated. Maybe you're planning to relocate. Maybe you're here already. Maybe you're in Nigeria or any part of the world where you are. You can face similar challenges. How did she handle it? Oby, welcome.
Thank you very much, Auntie Florence. This is one story I never knew I'll be telling, smiling while telling. I never, ever believed that I would sit down one day to share the story and be smiling while I'm sharing the story. Actually, the story totally overwhelmed me. That was in 2017. I relocated to the US in 2016, December. And in 2017, when we're navigating our journeys, in a fresh land and all that, we're trying to see how we can make ends meet and everything. And then coming from Nigeria, where we have a lot of respect for culture, respect for everything, I carried my respect and everything, to this place, and then trying not to step on people's toes and not letting anybody step on mine as well. So I met a guy, and apparently the guy was younger than me. Yes, he was about 6 or 7 years young. Yeah, 6 or 7 years younger than me. And then he asked me out. He actually, asked me out, and I'm like, sorry. Like, that's why I said, coming from where I come from, I don't date younger people. It's not a normal with me.
No, it's normal for them now.
Yeah, it's normal now. But, for me, I said it then. I said, sorry, I don't date younger people. You're too young for me. And then he's like, oh, I won't forget what he said to me. He said, oh, you're still a cake. This is America. Forget Africa.
Age.
Yes,
age is just a number.
Yeah, age is not just a number. And I'm going to come back to that age because he used that age to cuss me out. Yes. Age is just a number, blah, 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 blah. And I said to him, listen, it's not as if I'm not ready to date somebody, but dating you is not what I want because you're too young. And then he tried to go above and beyond to prove to me why he was the right person for me and everything. And then what happened to me that period was very, very traumatic. I didn't have a choice because now I was living with a certain family. They were my host family, and then living with them. And then this guy was here trying to come pick me up, take me to places. I didn't have a car, of course. I couldn't even drive in America then. I didn't have a license or anything.
I know.
So he comes, picks me up, takes me out, takes me here, takes me there. So my friends, the few friends I had around me were like, Oby, you're lucky in America. You came to America, you caught somebody already. And you're talking about age. I'm like, yes. So I told the guy, and I what I told the guy actually was, I thought he was coming because of sex. Is that word allowed?
It's okay.
Yeah. So I thought he was coming because of that. And I told him, listen, if that's why you're coming, I'm not going to give you that. I don't do that, and all that. He says, no, keep yourself. When you're ready, I want to marry you. I don't want to have anything to do with you. And truth be told, this guy did not touch me. For real. So tell me how I would have thought that there was an ulterior motive. This guy never laid his hands on me. It's not as if we
Like
slept on
romantically.
nothing. No, he made sure he kept to his part of the word, the bargain and everything. So I got into a situation whereby a friend of mine, or who I thought was a friend, actually helped me get something to do while while the process was on and everything. And then I was so happy thanking. I even calling my mom to help me thank my friend that she helped me get something to do, to make ends meet and all that. And then the friend gave me a rude shock. Like after like 2 days into the whole process, like I was supposed to be giving her $250 every 2 weeks.
From whatever you were making.
From whatever I was making. And what I was making was peanuts. So I'm like, is this slavery? And that was the time that this hashtag Free Libya
came out.
Was on. So I'm like, people like slave trade in Africa, Africa for Africa, against Africa, all those things. I'm like, is this slave trade? And I'm like, no, I thought you helped me. She said, there's no help here in America. That was my first shock here in America.
Somebody actually told me this is how we roll in America.
Yeah, that's how we roll. No. I said, but I'm the one going to do this whole thing. And then she said, you know what? That job was supposed to be for me, but I gave it to you. So you have to give me $250 every 2 weeks. So it was like I was going to be slaving for this person. I'm paying the chief. And in quotes, don't think about anything. She didn't give me anything like, the normal things they help to. There was nothing like that. So don't think it was because it wasn't, that was not what was in the picture. It was just me because you helped me get this connection to help me get this thing to do. And then she says I have to pay her $250. So I was crying. And then this young man called me on the phone. Remember, he helps me out and everything. He calls me on the phone and says, what's happening? Your voice is not sounding nice. And apparently he had met my friend because he took all of us out, to have a drink and all that. And then what's happening? I told him what was happening. And he said to me, is that how you people behave in Nigeria? I said, no. He said, why is she doing that to you? Don't you have blah, blah, blah to... Are you using? I said, no, I'm not using her. I'm not using anything. It's just, He says, no, that's slavery. That's slavery. So this guy gave me a big shoulder to lean on. So who would have doubted? And then he says, you know what? I'm going to prove to you how much I love you and how much I want to stand by you and how much I want to see you grow in this land. I don't want to touch you. I told you I was not going to touch you. You gave me your terms and I'm going to respect you. In fact, I respect you more for that. He woke me up in the morning, took me to Upper Marlborough Court. We got the marriage license. I was like, what?
Is this real? Too good to be real.
And then I called one of my friends. I said, see what happened. You know what that guy told me? He said, Oby, men, the way they think is different from how
they think.
He just said to me immediately, Chooks, he said, Oby, be careful. It's too good to be real. Exact words he told me. I said, no, you don't understand. This person, God just sent this person. He said,
he respects me.
He said to me, my girl, a lot of us don't date from way back school. I'm telling you as a sister and as a friend, this is America. Nothing goes for nothing.
Nothing. There's no free food in Freetown.
You have to be careful. And I'm like, oh, let's see how it goes. Okay. Marriage day came 2nd of June, 2017. We got married on the 2nd of June, 2017. And guess what? I was the fool in the marriage. I didn't know that nobody else knew we were married. I thought everybody knew we were married. I didn't know that this guy apparently told his roommates that I was a lady stranded on the streets that he needed to bring in to give shelter. So they didn't even know. They didn't even know I was married to this guy. Right? They thought he was just accommodating me or something. And then he came back and told me that, please, I don't want you to relate with these people. So you guys be very, very careful. When you want to separate you, they isolate you first.
That's what abusers do.
Yes, abusers will always isolate you
first.
So he told me, please, I don't want you to, these people. He even told me that this other guy carries a weapon, he can shoot me anytime. Jesus, this is America. I beg. But in my usual self, not forgetting who I am, the culture I come from and everything, I still greet. Of course. No matter what. You see, don't inherit people's enemies. Don't do that. I still greet. So I even cook my egusi because this guy is not a Nigerian because he's still alive, so he's not a Nigerian. So I still cook And then I saw his roommate. I said, come and try my egusi soup. Oh, they said they've heard so much about egusi soup. And these people were being very, very nice
to you.
To me. So why should I be
nasty
towards them? And then the abuse started. One day he said, oh, he was going to check his mail. He's coming back right now. So he didn't come back till like how many hours. So when he got back, I'm like, but you told me we were going to check. My voice was low like this, because he was already showing me some. Mm-hmm. I thought you said you were going to check mail. I was waiting for you to come back. What are you waiting for me for? For what? I'm like, you say in short, let me just tell you the truth. This marriage is over. This was like 5 days after the wedding. Actually, people, I'm glad I'm laughing telling this story. Then it was all tears. Tears. He said, this marriage is over. I said, what? It was just like a shock to me. I said, what are you talking about? How can you say the marriage is over? And Florence, you know, people were still calling me to ask me where they would drop, which address they would send my gift to.
Our marriage was over.
The marriage was already over. People were calling me, oh, congrats. And then apparently the good thing I did was the day I got married, I shared only my picture. Waiting to now share the both of us picture, like after like 2 weeks. I wanted them to keep talking, let me hear what everybody was going to say. Mm-hmm. Even some people were saying, oh, she didn't share the picture because he was an old man. She married one old man. Yes, I heard all that. And she didn't share they didn't know it was one young boy. And then he said, the marriage was, I said, what are you talking about? He said, in fact, how can you think I'll marry this old woman? This is the same woman that told you about her age.
And you told her it's a number.
He came back, please. You're too old. How can I? I'm like, oh, Jesus, what have I done to myself? And then my mom would call me in the morning. How is your husband? Hey, Jesus. I said, Mommy, my husband is fine. This, that. So I had only one friend, one guy. He was in Nigeria then, he's in America now. I used to confide in him, so I told him what I was going through. And then he said to me, you have to talk to your mom. You have to talk to your mom. I started hiding Auntie Florence because I couldn't face it. It was so bad.
So embarrassing.
Auntie Flo, do you know that? And then I couldn't work anymore, right? Because that my friend had taken away the job from me because I refused to give her
the
250 every month and all that. And then I couldn't work. I was not working. I was in his house. So the small money, would you imagine that the small money I had in my bank? This guy said, please give me your card. I need to go and do shopping. Fear. See me.
And you know in America, there's this joint account thing that
we hadn't even had. It was my own account. I'll have to give him my card, my own card, to go get money or to go buy whatever he wants to buy. The next thing he said to me, you know what he said to me? He said, you can't. It was June, so we're in May, right? You see how hot it is right now. Then how much more in June? The weather was steaming hot. When he's going to work in the morning, he turns off the air conditioning and there's no window, concealed windows and everything. He tells me not to turn on the AC, see me sweating like a Christmas cow. And then one day his roommate came in and asked me, Madam, what are you doing in there? Are you baking? Why is this day so hot? I said, but this guy said I shouldn't put on the air conditioning. The guy just turned it on. When he comes, tell him he's not the only owner of this apartment. My name is in the lease. Tell him I turned it on. So nobody knew what was happening.
Was he going to punish his roommates because he wanted to punish
him? Because he knows that they were not at home. So he wanted to punish me as at that time. So the guy came and turned it on and said, nobody should turn it off. Please, don't kill yourself. And then this guy started telling me that, in fact, he wants to start bringing other women into the marriage. He wants to be sleeping with me. This is one part of the story I never told anybody. He wanted to be sleeping with me, with other women. Look at the person telling me this thing. Like how? I was crying. He said, hey, if you're not going to take it, if you can't take me sleeping with you, with other women, please get out of my house. This is my house. Get out. I will cry. Where am I going to go to, Auntie Florence? Where was I going to go to? I didn't have anywhere to go to. I didn't have anywhere to go to. What was I going to do?
No job?
No job, house. No nothing. And then people from Nigeria are still calling you to dash them money.
And the people are still congratulating you.
And people are still congratulating me on the marriage. And asking us, when are we seeing our in-laws picture? When are we seeing our in-laws picture? They don't even know that this person was drowning. And then I had nobody to talk to, so I had to go to church to talk to a pastor. And then the pastor tried to let me trace it back. Now I went to talk to one lady. She invited me to their church. And then we went to the church. I talked to the pastor like, I'm going through hell. I needed prayers. I needed something that would make my head calm down. It got so bad that I felt like taking my own self out of this life. Yes. And then I thought about it. I thought about my mother. I thought about my father. My father is late now. May God bless his soul. I thought about my siblings. I thought about all the love my family members were giving to me and everything. And I'm like, I couldn't tell them what I was going through. A part of me was ashamed of myself. A part of me was like,
I want to be ridiculed.
I don't want to be ridiculed. This is my first marriage. I'm getting married at this age, and then the marriage is already over. In less than these 3 weeks I'm talking about was this was the extension. That's how he extended.
No, yeah, because he ended
like 5 days after. So he ended like 5 days after, and then I talked to the pastor. Guess what the pastor did? I don't even know his name, and I don't even want to know his name. He said, okay, he's going to talk to the guy. He called him. I was looking for anybody that could help me talk sense into this guy. He talked to the guy. I said, well, I don't want to marry again. I want to divorce. He's like, how can you divorce somebody you just got married to? He said, no, I don't want that. He now said to them that I used jazz to marry him. And then he told another set of people that he overheard me speaking in Igbo that if I get myself situated, I was going to dump him. So his people. Wait. The people he told asked him. The guy just told his own person. Just asking.
When did you start understanding Igbo?
When did you start understanding Igbo? I didn't know you understand Nigerian language, talk less of the Igbo language. Like, how do you even know? He said he understands. Like the guy asked him how. Back to the pastor's story. So the pastor started begging this guy. The guy now said, the pastor now said, then stop threatening her. Stop threatening her with other women. Don't sleep with her again. Don't do this. And in all this, guess what? Every night, once the door opens, he comes in. My heart skips. Because he's like somebody that went out to drink something to punish this person. My blood pressure was over the roof. My heart will be palpitating like this. I'm like, please. The guy said, I don't care. Open your legs. Wow. For hours on end. I'll be crying. Like, no help. I couldn't talk to anybody. I couldn't. But finally, the pastor that was supposed to help me started chasing me.
Why did they take over?
You know what the guy told me? He calls me and says, where are you? I said, I'm at home. You shouldn't be at home. Don't stay at home and wait for that man to come back. Stay. Go out so that when he comes back, you'll see an empty house. Come, let me take you out. I'm like, this thing is not sounding like it.
Where's the pastor from now?
The pastor is not in Nigeria. I don't know. I think Cameroonian or Sierra Leone, one of them. Either Sierra Leone or Cameroon. Okay. So he was just bringing, he said sometimes he will send me a message, please send me a picture of what you're wearing. Let me know what you look like now.
Really?
I'm like, okay, this person is supposed to help me.
I want to compound my issues.
Okay, God, a hands off. So I couldn't do it anymore. And then I finally was able to tell my mother what I was going through. And then my mother started praying with me every day, like, giving you courage. Like, her prayers started making me, if you open up, like you said, if you open up to your problems, they become a little bit lesser.
Yeah.
But yes, so the moment I started talking to my mother about what I was going through, I thought my mother was going to that, was going to,
be disappointed, scold you, judge you.
She said to me, hey, my daughter, is that what you're going through? And you didn't tell me this. I said, yes. So to cut the long story short, I talked to two of my friends who were in Nollywood. Ima Odili knew what I was going through, and then Femi Two of them, I talked to two of them. I was crying bitterly. I was talking to them. I was crying. They're like, girl, don't cry. If he says you should leave, don't leave. But don't let him touch. If he touches you, call the police because you have nowhere else to go. Do you have your marriage certificate? I said, yes, I have my marriage certificate. I have my marriage license. I have it. He said, don't worry yourself. I said, but this guy is going to kill me.
Yeah.
Because he is an armed security officer. He carries guns. Right? Like every day I was scared, like any small thing can trigger
him.
Yeah, so I'm like, Jesus help me, just Jesus. The only thing I was just saying, Jesus help me. Jesus help me. Jesus help me. That was my mantra. Jesus help me. I even got tired of praying. The only thing I was saying, Jesus help me. Jesus help me. Jesus. I would say Jesus help me and sleep up. And the sleep was never deep.
Mm-hmm.
The sleep was just like this.
Doggy sleep.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, I was sleeping on the floor like a slave now. Yes, I was not allowed to sleep on the bed. I was only allowed to sleep on the bed when they tap me like an animal. Yeah. Come here. Jesus. I didn't believe I could say this story to them and I could be laughing. And so apparently, it got so bad. So one certain day like that, this guy lashed out on me. I want you to get out of this house before I come back. If I see you in this house, I'm going to blow your head off. I'm going to do this. I mean, you don't take threats of people.
No, you don't.
Like in America,
because
this guy has a gun.
Psychotic.
He has a gun.
He is civil psychotic.
Yes, there's a gun under the pillow, 247. What are you saying?
He's psychotic.
There's a gun. So the next thing, I couldn't.
I'm having a headache.
Sorry. The next thing, I couldn't take it anymore. I went to the living room. You know, he told me not to tell his roommate. I went to the living room. I said, I knelt down there and raised my hand up like I'd given up. I said, please help me. I was telling them. They were looking at me like, what's wrong with this one? Please help me beg Maury. Please help. I call this man. Please help me beg this man. Please help me beg this man. Please help me beg this man not to divorce me. Please help me beg him. Please help me. They turned and looked at me and said, divorce?
Are you married?
Are you?
Are you not some girl that was stranded?
They said, what are you talking about? Are you married? There can't be a divorce without a wedding. Then I was shocked. That was when I knew that I was in a scam by myself. All by myself.
One chance.
I said,
Nigeria will say one chance. You enter one chance.
I said to them, yes, I'm married. I said, you didn't know I'm married? They said, no, she was. While I was saying this thing, the guy was dashed out of the room. So I was still kneeling in front of those guys talking to them. So they were now calling me, hey, come. This woman says, you're married to her. The guy just escaped, ran out, banged the door. People ran. They said, okay, if you're married, show us evidence. I went into the room.
You're lucky you didn't even get the papers and destroy them.
Went into the room, got my marriage certificate and my marriage license. I showed it to them. The guy looked at it, then I brought out the wedding pictures. I showed it to them. And then the guy said, Jesus, this wedding was just on the second year. He now asked himself, wait, he was asking the other one, was it not last week? Where was I? He said, so you mean
this guy got married right under our nose?
He said, no, but this guy just told us that you were a lady stranded before he brought you into the house. He told us that he was bringing a stranded lady. I said, what? They said, yes. I said, no. So I now showed them the pictures. Apparently, he only went with one guy from his place. And to see how demonic that guy is, that guy he went with to as a witness to our wedding came to visit his own roommate. So that guy doesn't even live in that house. He just came to visit him and said, please escort me. I want to go and marry the love of my life. That was the language he used onto that guy. Please don't tell your friend I'm marrying her. You know men now. So when they saw the picture, they saw that guy. They said,
this guy was even part of
this guy was even part of the wedding. Come on, carry the phone immediately. Come on. That marriage people went to do in secrecy. It has ended. Come on. We need you here. Yes. They said, we need you here. So the guy said, okay, he's in church. And when he closes from church, he was going to come. So he came and said, but you came to my house. And you didn't tell me. He said, this guy begged me not to tell anybody. I wasn't going to be the one to be telling him, you know. I said maybe he wants to tell people in his own way, you understand? He said, okay, oh, see. So now I said, okay, then we're going to hold a meeting. I told him, stop crying. So I was crying because I didn't know where to go to. And then apparently my mom had some cousins somewhere in which states. Guess what? I called those her cousins. I wish they would watch this video. In fact, I wish they would watch this video. I called that one. I think one of them is a medical doctor. So I called her, told her, I said, Auntie, see what I'm going through. And she said, I will get back to you. Never called me back till after like 4 years. Never called me.
Is that there's something that goes into the mind or the life of people when they come to go to a foreign land that they don't even know the bond or the relationship they have with somebody while they were in Africa?
She never called me back. She never called me back. And then I told my mom, please don't you ever mention them to me. Don't you ever. Oh, my mom would say, oh, Somina, you know you're a Christian, forgive. I said, I'm not quarreling with them, but hey, they're not related to me as long as I'm concerned. You couldn't even ask me what I was dealing with, how I was going through what I was going through. You ignored me.
But don't you know that the Bible says the arm of flesh will fail?
Yes.
You don't put your trust in any man.
He actually
They'll fail you, yeah.
So when they called this other guy to come over and let them have a meeting, that's when I knew what I was doing was a scam all along. And then they now called the other guy, like, listen, you have to come home. You can't run. So he finally came back home. He told me, madam, go into the room. We want to talk to our brother one-on-one. So they now started asking him that, what's happening? You took this woman to court.
I married her. So what went wrong?
He now said, that's when he started telling them, that he heard me saying in Igbo, in my language, that if I marry, after I get myself situated, I was going to dump him, blah, 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 blah. They said, so you hear our language. Since when? He talked here, said, she's old woman. How? He didn't know she was older than you before you got married to her. And she told you she was older than you, right? He started giving, they said, my friend, you don't have an excuse. Please. You see that paper? They brought up the marriage certificate. You see this paper? You think this paper, because it's like, I think it was like $40 or so that time. You think this paper, because it's $40 or how much?
It doesn't worth anything.
You think this paper is just a white paper? You see this paper? If this woman wants you to leave this house today, you will leave this house today and you'll still be paying the rent because she doesn't have a job. So respect yourself. He said, it's okay. How do we resolve this? He said, the only way he can resolve this thing is that he's owing some school loan. This is that. I need her to give me $10,000. They said to him, wait. They said to him, where do you expect her to get 10,000? Do you know what he said? He said, Nigerians are very rich. Don't you see the kind of houses they use in Nollywood? You're using me. You're using me.
You're an actress. What do you mean?
No, he's using me to say the houses. Am I the owner of the houses in Nigeria?
Does he know? but do you blame him? If you call yourself an actress here in America, I mean, you will be super rich.
I know, right?
So coming from Nigeria, you are a star. You have some money somewhere. You need to bring that money.
Yes, apparently that's when I now resolve. Okay, this guy
thinks I'm stingy, probably.
He was thinking he was getting a golden pot with golden coins, everything inside. Oh, is that why? So that's when it dawned on me. Oh, that was why he rushed for the marriage reason. I said, okay, so there was nothing I could do. I'm here. I don't have anywhere to go to. And then apparently, after they talked to him, everything, he calmed down for like 2 days. I think my birthday was on the 24th of June. My birthday is on the 24th of June. So he calmed down until after like 2 days after my birthday. Like he gave me grace. The grace he gave to me was not with the one of the lines that you will not bounce on me like
like a wounded
lion. No, he gave me grace. Like, he allowed me to sleep on the bed. I could on the AC. Where I see mouth shop. My stomach is hungry. My mouth is locked up. There's no way I can eat. How am I going to eat? I was looking horrible. I was living in America, but I was looking horrible.
No.
So
emotional trauma is one thing.
Yeah.
Don't even wish your enemy.
So during this process, because my blood pressure was very, very high. So I had this so-called friend. I could assume she was my go-to person because we're friends right from Nigeria. We're not just she comes to my house in Nigeria. So to me, she was my bone,
Your body.
my body. And then I said, see, I don't have how to get my medications because I don't have insurance here yet. He said, okay, that she has a medical doctor in her church or something. She was, or a pharmacist or something. She was going to help me out. So I said, okay, I don't have a car to go and pick up the medication. I didn't even know bus routes. Then I didn't even know how to go about. So I begged this guy, say, please, can you just help me go to this lady, help me pick up the
medication.
He said, okay. So that's how they ended up getting each other's
contact.
So he went to the lady's house, where the lady was working then as a living nanny. He went there and took the medications. And I didn't know they started interacting. Never knew. She never asked me a question. She never said anything to me. And then the whole situation happened one night. I think it was on the 27th of June. That's it, because we got married on the 2nd of June. I think it was on the 27th of June, yes. If I check my police records, my court documents, I'll see the dates this thing happened. But it was either 20, I know it was some days after my birthday because he gave me grace. So I think he just came and he told me in the morning, like, by the time I get back, he always says that, so I thought it was a normal thing. By the time I get back, I want you out of this house. So he really made it a scene that day. And then the only thing I said to him is, let God fight for me. And let me hold my peace. That the Lord will fight my battle. And I will hold my peace. I was saying that word. He was going downstairs. As I was saying, I said, the Lord will fight my battle. And I will hold my peace. That's all I was saying. He said, yeah, get out. Apparently. He went to work and came back that night. And this guy carried my baggage, my boxes, everything.
Flinging
them, dragging me. He had a gun. Oh, Jesus. So I didn't know what to do. The best thing I could do was to call 911.
Okay.
Guess what? He had cut me off the phone line. So I didn't have a phone line to call. So I even told somebody, she said to me, if your life is in danger in America here, 911 works. Even when you don't have your phone is not paid for, your line is cut off. 911 is an emergency call.
Yeah.
So I'm telling anyone out there, in case if you're in a situation and you don't have a phone line and your line is not working, if you're in a situation and you need to reach out, an emergency call, it will go through. The call will definitely go through. And then I called 911. That's when I knew the efficiency of America. I double for America. You know that they kept me on the phone. They were hearing the scream. Everything was being recorded. They were hearing the scream. From the roommate had to wake up and was like, leave this woman alone. So they were hearing everything. So he was even telling me, he thought I was bluffing when I said I was going to call the police. So he was saying to me, call the police. I'll tell them you're a stupid immigrant. They will take you back home. He threatened me with deportation and everything. Call the police, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I called the police. And the police kept me, don't drop the order. Said, don't hang up. Stay with me. Does he have a gun? Yes. Does he have this? Yes. Has the gun been fired? No. Has this happened? Yes. So immediately the room said, okay, you know you're a black man.
Yeah.
If the police gets here, they will shoot you. So the best thing you can do, because you have a gun, the best thing you can do is to leave this house before the police
comes here. They'll shoot him point blank. So the guy just wore his white singlet. He ran out of the house. I was in that house. I was seeing the whole lights, the whole place, the siren, the lights was blinding me upstairs in the house. They surrounded the whole place in less than how many minutes. They came upstairs, opened the door, came upstairs. The roommate had escorted him downstairs to get out of the house first. I was telling him, I told you, I warned you, I told you, you wouldn't hear. He was not begging, please tell Oby to tell them to go back. I'll give her anything she wants. Please, I'm sorry. So what was wrong with him? I don't know. The roommate was like, was he high on drugs? So the roommate, but we told you
Leave this woman alone. Leave this woman alone. You kept on trying.
Maybe he felt he won't have the balls to call
the yes, because I told him that he kept on telling me. So if you don't have papers and you're in America and somebody, you have the right to call the police. Don't let them tell you don't have the right to call the police. If your life is in danger, call 911. If you have to go to the hospital, go to the hospital. They're going to treat you. I'm telling you. And so, Hannah, hey, Hannah, thank you. Yes, I went through all that, my baby girl. So, I went, called the police. The police came. So when they got there, they asked me, I was telling them I was still panting. The whole house was scattered. So we went into the room. You know, they came with their body camera, so you can't even lie about it. And anything.
America, I salute them for that. The emergency response is top notch. I can tell you that.
They came, they said, they checked everywhere, they checked everything, gave me a statement. My hand was shaking like this. So I told them everything. It's okay, ma'am. And then I now called my pastor because I now started going to another church. After that pastor did what he did to me. So I now called my pastor that night from Salvation Ministry. He came immediately, Pastor Awongo, God bless you. He came immediately with another pastor. He came to the house that night. So the police said, do you know them? Do you feel safe with them? I said, yes, this is my pastor. I feel safe with him. I said, okay. So the other roommate now came back upstairs. I said, do you feel safe with this guy? I said, yes. And he was actually the person that rescued me. Because when the whole thing is that the guy had to wake up from sleep because I ran to his door and I was banging on his door. Help me, help me, help me, help. So the guy just jumped up like, what is it? Leave this woman alone. You want to kill this woman? What is it? So, and then the police asked everything. I said, yes. The police took, asked him. Then what happened next? The guy now called his roommates from outside. He now called his roommate. So because the police was interviewing the roommate. So he told his roommate, the roommate told the police, sorry, he's the one calling me. Can I take the call? They said, yes, take the call. Put it on speaker. He put it on speaker. He was like, please, beg Oby, tell her to tell the police my record. The guy said he didn't think about your record. We begged you. The guy was not speaking broken English to him. You understand? Like, tell them to go. He now said to the police, told him, tell him to come back. So he now told the guy, listen, it's better you come back. They have your car because they don't radio. As I was talking, they radioed with his name. They said, you know his plate number. I said, I don't know. They entered this one. Oh, Jesus. This country. They said, you see radio going up. A guy in a so vehicle with so plate number, blah, 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 blah. We are looking for him. He has a singlet on, white singlet on. Look for him and hunt. So the guy said, they've radioed you everywhere. If you know what is good for you, bring yourself back here. It's better they arrest you from this house. If they see you on the street,
you have a gun, and they say, and they will say she has a gun.
So just come back.
That's just the death sentence right there.
He said, just come back home. So the guy came back. He said, okay, he was panting. You could see him now. That's the same person that was telling me call the police.
So he's just a coward. Trying to.
That's the same person that was telling me call the police. I'm going to tell them to deport you. So he thought I was never going to call them. Because whilst he was doing everything to me, I was kneeling down every day. Florence, I became too humble and loyal. Hey, if you see me, I became humble, loyal, everything. I will kneel down. My own bed, my bed even break. My own bed break. I will kneel down. In all this, I was still cooking for him. Listen, you eat though. I was still packaging food for him to go to work.
Then service when he comes.
Hey, not service out of my mind though. Service out of punishment. You know that punishment? Like how? Like why? Hey. You don't want me to bring other women into this marriage. I will deal with you.
Yeah, George, he was a coward. He was actually a coward.
Yes. So the police took him away. And then came back to me and said, ma'am, you can actually file a restraining order, but let me tell you something. I was new in America. Did I even know what they call restraining order at that time? That the restraining order is not going to save your life.
Yes.
It's just going to restrain him from coming close to you, but we cannot keep a watch on him when he comes out of prison. Yeah? So...
you will be locked up inside. You will go out.
Yes.
A lot of people that they fire, they meet people on the road and they kill them.
So he said, you have to look for somewhere safe to go. That's the big question.
Where
was I going to go to? Remember, I didn't want people to know what I was going through. Where was I going to go? Then this my so-called friend, I had the guy's number. I think so. After the whole process, the guy went through. So they gave me the jail number to be calling to find out when he comes out. So every day I will call. They will tell me he's still in jail. So when he's still in jail,
they locked him up.
They locked him up. Oh, in America with gun, they won't lock you up. They locked him up, and they put out bail for him. None of his people agreed to bail him. All his people were calling me like, "Do you know he called us?" They were not telling me. He called us that he was going to chase you out of the house that day. We told him that he would be the one to sleep outside. He thought we were lying. He told us, we warned him that paper is not just an ordinary paper. Somebody said, did you actually go to marry that woman because you wanted to sleep with her? Isn't that insane? Are there not too many women?
You said, honestly, let's respond to some of their comments here. Hold up. Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay. Some first timers. Good PM. Sahid, good evening. Beautiful program. Okay, Chinya Geraldine says, okay, Ngozi Osidi, she was there last week, said, always an inspiring moment on this show. Chinya Geraldine said, the Lord has been your shepherd and will always be.
Amen. Thank you.
Henry, like if you say Wahala pastor there. Wahala pastor. Pastor that's supposed to solve problem now compounded the problem by trying to buy over the problem.
I'm telling you.
Say put your trust in the Lord Jesus. He will surely care for you. Dr. Ngozi Obudi said, America is a land of opportunities, but in the beginning, most of it is tough.
Very tough.
Congratulations, my sister, that you made it and that God intervened. Look at you now, beautiful and blessed.
Amen.
Yes, so beautiful and blessed.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I think the truth is bitter, but it has to be told. Marriage is by love, not by force, not a military war. Yeah, from experience. Then Hannah, they say, "Oh my God, can't believe you went through all that." Somebody said, "What many pastors are doing nowadays is terrible, really bad." You know, oh my God, my sister, you can never suffer as far as the Lord lives.
Amen.
That's what I was thinking. Coward, he's a coward. The man messed up big time. Chiloke said the story is interesting. It's interesting now. Before
and I'm laughing about it now.
Before,
I was a goner then. that was it.
The Lord must answer you in all your endeavors.
Amen. Thank you.
Waiting to hear the end.
Okay.
You went to sun and you conquered.
Yes. So I'm so happy that I'm telling you. Like I'm saying it here. I'm so happy I'm telling this story laughing.
I'm telling you because
Auntie Flo, there was no way I could have been telling you that story that year. I'd be laughing.
You see, let me tell you guys something. That's why we call this program How the Lord Turned the Lemon into Lemonade. At a point, it was a big lemon. It was bitter. It wasn't sweet at a point. But today, it's a lemonade. Because out of the bitterness, the sweet has come.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
And today, you can talk about it and you can laugh. Please, let's continue the story.
So he came out. Yeah, so he came out of jail finally. But before he came out, I needed a place to stay. I didn't have a place to stay. And remember now, and I had court cases. Now, that's when I knew in America, or I don't know how, I've never been to court in my life. What happened when I go find for court? I've never had a reason to go to court. Immediately, American go, oh, this country is blessed. Father Lord bless. This country is blessed. They gave me a state attorney to represent me. Women from domestic violence.
Because you are legally married.
Yes.
To an American.
Yes.
You understand? So, I mean, it's
women from domestic violence homes were calling. They said, you need a shelter. So my friend now said, don't go to shelter. If you go to shelter, you'll be messed up here. Like, you're already in a messed up situation.
Yeah, that will affect your mental
health to be gone. I'm like, okay. So where am I going? So my friend I said, okay. She lives in Baltimore. She's like a sister to me, Chika. God bless Chika. She said to me, what I'm going to do, I'm going to introduce it to one of my friends. You already know that my friend, because you need to be going to court cases. And this lady lives in Upper Marlboro, right? Bowie, Upper Marlboro, there. Okay. And then the court is in Upper Marlboro. So since you need to be going to the court, you can't be coming from Baltimore. You don't even know your way. You don't have a car. You don't have anything. I said, okay. So I went.
America, who no come, no see.
I tell you. So I went there. I was hiding in this woman's basement. I'm not going to lie to you. Even this guy, when I heard, what's his name? Kingsley. who came to the house one day. I ran. I'm telling you this story now. Kingsley came to that house one day. I heard his voice. I ran. I stayed under the basement. I was shaking. I said, God, I don't want him to know what's happening to me. I don't want him to know what's happening to me.
But you had a tatafo that was going to announce it now.
Then I didn't even know she knew. I didn't know she knew. You know, it took me time to know she knew. It was not until she started calling when the guy came out of jail. And then reached out to her, telling her that your friend sent me to jail. And this person that is supposed to be my friend was supposed to come in to ask me, say, girl,
how did it happen?
How did it happen? This idiot, Father Lord, so I'm sorry, please. I'm sorry, I take that back. This lady actually called me. How now? You know that tatafo how now? How now? How is your marriage treating you? You know she must have heard something. I said, fine. I didn't give her any information. She didn't say anything to me. She now went back to my friend in Baltimore. I said, if you hear what she did to that man, if you hear when she was telling the story.
You know, she told me the same thing.
She told me the same thing.
Yeah.
You see?
You told me the same thing. Say, I can't remember, but you know, I wasn't so close to you at that point. But she brought the story and said, now what for these people who.
If you see what she did to that man, she was not there. But apparently, Chika knew the whole story because Chika knew from when it was happening. I was telling Chika, Chika lives all the way in Baltimore. So she said, Now Chika turned and asked her, were you there? I went to the court with her. Were you there? He said, no, I just want you to give the guy an opportunity to listen to what he has to say. He said,
is it a problem?
She now said, Chika said, okay, now let me ask you one question. Have you heard?
Her answer the story.
He said, until you answer me this question.
Don't bring. Yeah.
Say, don't you ever force to, why are you telling me to listen to? Do I know the person? So that was then she now told me that this woman is being forced. I said, what? I knew it was bad, but I didn't know it was that bad. That she was now forcing people, trying to gather people to listen to somebody she didn't know.
And she's a Nigerian, right?
Yes. She's a Nigerian.
From the same Nollywood.
From the same Nollywood.
Honestly, let me tell you guys something. At times people say, oh, why don't you want to I tell people, I'm not going to hide what I'm going to say right now. If you avoid, if you avoid Nigerians here knowing your intimate story, then you will survive abroad. What you don't want them to know is how you go out, how you come in. If there is a party, if there is gathering, all of you go but don't ever let any one of them into your private affairs. You regret it. That was exactly what happened. You call her your friend and you were probably trusting her, telling her everything. But apparently she probably was not happy for you.
She wasn't.
So she was happy that
she was happy. She was happy. It didn't have like in her mind that she's okay. Now you don't come. Now me we don't do how many years. I never get Bali. You don't come. You won't come get Bali on a platter of gold.
I don't even know. What if God knows what she must have even told the guy that
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. I don't know what she told the guy. I don't know what she told the guy, but I don't even care because, like you said, my lines have been turned to lemonade. So
yeah.
I don't even care what she told the guy anymore. So finally, the guy came out of jail. We went to court and everything. And then I moved to, those were the reasons why I moved to New York.
Okay.
That's what took me out of this land. Like, I didn't want anybody to shoot me on the street one day. I wanted the whole thing to
die down.
I had to leave.
Yeah, you relocated to New York.
I relocated to New York because I had a very good friend who said to me, I'm going to hold your hands until you stand on your feet. And she meant it. And she's from Nollywood too. She said she held my hand like this.
Your ex? Is it your ex?
No, my friend, a girl, a lady.
Is it your ex?
No.
Okay.
My friend is a lady.
No, that's an ex. You call ex.
No, ex is a No, my ex. No.
You call her your ex.
She calls me. No, I call her. Yeah, I call her my ex. I call her heaven. She calls me ex. But you know how that heaven and ex came? Because of this guy was always calling her heaven. Our colleague Larry was always calling her heaven. So now I took the heaven too serious. It's okay, since that you like the heaven part, you be my ex.
Okay,
so that's how I see on the my heaven.
I'm giving up on you guys.
My heaven and my earth, yes. No, it wasn't my heaven, but my heaven was in the picture when I relocated to New York. We're all in the same house.
Okay.
So we stayed in the same house, started navigating our journey again. Started looking for work. Hey God, and on that cold like this cold will catch us. You guys don't know what people go through here. And people were still sending me, asking me for money that time. They didn't even know what I was going through. Somebody even sent me a message. How come I never see you and Oyibo people for picture?
I know. You just in the America.
I said, no, I'm not there. I don't do anything.
No, in Maryland. Somebody called me and said, where are you? I said, in Maryland. They say, where from Maryland? Is it by Fatima? Is it by I said, what are you talking about? Is it by the roundabout where they have Lasma people?
Yeah.
I said, no, if you go like you go Anthony, that's come on you waiting for. That come on you waiting for you. If you go see this time, they wait for you. Crazy fellow. Yeah, you want to bring script to say
Lagos Nigeria. Henry. So it wasn't easy. So finally, I moved to New York. I mean, to New York, but we're still bringing court case letter. So, and then I got an attorney to file for me and everything. And my attorney says I have to see through with the case, because if I don't see through with the case, then it won't get me. So I was coming from New York. Every day we came to Upper Marlborough Court. This guy's lawyer will say one thing. Oh, we're not yet ready. We haven't listened to the 911 tape. We haven't listened to this. They were just buying time. And I couldn't be paying that transport. Remember, I was still looking for a job. Coming from New York, most times I'll enter Greyhound in the night bus, arrive here. From New Carrollton, I'll enter a bus to Upper Marlborough Court. When I finish the court, I enter a bus from there again. Back to New York. Station. Yes. How was I going to be doing that? How was I going to be affording that? So I got to the court like the third time, and then the judge said that he's tired of this.
Keep postponing. Yeah.
Then I asked me, and I told my own lawyer. I said, guess what? I don't want to come. I don't want this case anymore. They said, okay, what do you want? I said, okay, I want him to go for anger management class. Because they said, oh, he lost everything. He lost his job. The moment he came out at this America.
Hey, that's why he was yelling, my record.
Yes.
Then you know your record will be messed up when the police comes into your case and you go to court, and then you don't want to respect yourself.
He lost his job immediately. He had a very good job. He was an armed security officer carrying.
Because if he doesn't manage, you can fire that and somebody will die. So
he lost his job. He couldn't pay his car notes. They took his car. According to what I heard, he couldn't pay.
You told me they lost the fight, man. I hold my
peace. Yes, and I hold my peace. That's what I told him. And then they took all those. They said this guy started from
scratch.
He couldn't even get a job anymore because of his record.
Yes.
He started working like people who just came, who don't have a documentation. Started doing under the table. A whole citizen started working under the table to survive, just because of tampering with somebody that had no ill intentions towards you.
Somebody that has grace upon her life.
And guess what? If the guy had been nice, do you know where we would have built our levels to by now? Would have gone very far by now.
Because you know, oh God.
Anyway. So, but what happened finally when he came out? And I told the judge, that's to show you some people are unrepentant. I told the judge, I want him to go for anger management class. I want him to do no, that's all I told the judge.
So that's so he can go back to you?
No, so that they will end the case. Okay, I can't be coming.
Okay.
So then I said, okay, they were going to.
You're not interested in putting him in jail.
Yes.
And take care of himself.
So and I told them, they said, okay, they're going to read it out to him. If he agrees with the terms,
then
the case will end today. They now told him, the judge now added anger management class. He will bring back the certification to court after how many months. He will do community service, and then he will do. Then the restraining order continues. Does he agree? They said to him, I didn't even know. They said to him that was a win for him. He said yes, he agrees, and then the case ended that day. So when the case ended, he was standing with his lawyer. As I wanted to walk past, the lawyer moved him, give this woman a chance to don't come. That you're not supposed to come very close to her. He just moved. I passed majestically, and a whole man was now looking at me. He couldn't even look at my face.
Something came over him.
He couldn't even look at my face. So the whole thing just happened, and then he went back and started telling people. That's how I got to know that he won me in court today. That he won me.
It's okay.
I didn't even know. So some people called me and said, this guy said he won me in court today. What happened? I said he won me how? I'm not told them this.
Because I gave him an escape route. That's
yes, They said this guy. They said anyway they understand that that's a win to him because he thought he was going to jail because he was facing a 2-year
jail sentence.
Yeah, he was facing a 2-year jail sentence. Yes, he was facing a 2-year. And remember, the 911 calls do not lie. The screaming at the background of the 911 call was there. Police came in with their body mics. I mean, with their body cams.
They saw everything.
They
I
saw
mean, they have
the whole house, the whole thing.
It's not the amount. It's not your word against his. There were very, very visible evidences against him.
Yes.
So he lost the case before he even started.
Yes. So, so that's how I turned it. But finally, as the Lord will have it, I'm here today. I'm still in America, and I'm well situated by God's grace.
Yes, so
and God has answered my prayers.
Yes, so
God has answered my prayers.
This God has turned her lemon into a lemonade.
Yes, and the lemonade is so sweet.
Cheers. I know. Cheers, girl. Yes. Cheers. I'm happy for you. I'm happy. You see, let me tell you, when people relocate, you don't know what they go through.
Emeka, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining.
You don't know what they go through. This girl went through, because we are just trying to tell the story in a very short period. So the details were not even there.
Yes.
If you get to hear the details, you start shedding tears, But we thank God that today we are laughing over this thing, and Oby is better off. God just saved you from the hand of a monster, because maybe if that thing had gone beyond that point, you don't know what would have happened.
And finally, I divorced him. I forgot to put that in.
Of course, before
I divorced him. The divorce was just like this.
Who needs trash? Nobody needs trash for a husband, because he was trashy, very trashy. So God helped you put him in the dumpster.
Yes, I put him in the dumpster.
So it's okay. And I congratulate you.
Thank you so much.
Congratulate you, because today nobody can threaten you with deportation
anymore.
Nobody can threaten you with deportation anymore. You are the one that will be deporting people right now.
I hope not to. I will never deport anybody, please. But all I want to tell you out there, is that if you're going through these kind of things I've gone through, use my own story. Use everybody's stories around you. Like I said, people who take themselves off the radar of the earth are very selfish people. I told you. I got to that point. This guy pushed me to the point where I felt like I was not worth living for. Let me just die. Let it end, so that people will just say what they want to say. Yada 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 up and down. But no, there's no need. How can people still be telling me congratulations and these things? God, am I a failure? God, this is it. I asked myself all the questions, but guess what? I remembered my parents, my mother, my father, my brothers, my sisters, my loved ones. So people who want to take themselves out of this earth, think again. Think about your loved ones. Think about people who love you. Don't be selfish.
Yeah.
Don't be selfish. That's a selfish way
of solving the problem.
It doesn't even solve a problem. You leave other people with hurt. So much hurt. So much questions that can never be answered till they go the other way. So please think about it.
I'm so happy that you came to share this story today, because talking about America and the journey of America and relocation, a lot of people are going through a lot, especially in the hands of so-called husbands they married,
or wives,
or wives.
It happens both ways.
Or wives, yeah. So they are going through a lot. But let me say something here. Just put God at the center of it all. When God is because I remember when you were telling the guy, God will fight my battle and I hold my. That's Exodus 14:14.
See, I don't even know.
That's the chapter, Exodus 14. So God fought your battle because you put him at the center of it. You understand? So at the end of the day, you always come out triumphant.
Yes.
Just hang in there. And again, don't be afraid of what people are going to say. Seek for help. Because what happened was, at the point where you were like keeping it to yourself, let me tell you something. Now, once they go talk out.
I tell you.
Now, once they go talk and they go shut up.
Another story go come.
Yes, the moment you overcome, what will people say?
I think I know better now.
Yes, what will people say? They can do good, they will talk. You do bad, they will talk. So it's not them. You wear the shoes. You know where it's pinching you. So when you need help, seek help. Seek help. Even if you mean going to your enemy to tell your enemy, that enemy can give you good advice and still carry the story out. But at least you don't collect the advice.
Yes.
You get my point. You go tell me, you go say, why you don't do that? When you come and go say, Shan, when you put that advice into use, it will get you out of trouble. But she or he will carry the story to work. That's their business. You're out of trouble. That's the most important thing. So I'm happy God fought for you and change your story. And today, Oby is a force to reckon with in Maryland. If you enter Maryland, you never see this babe. Now be saying you see them for train station. And she said, go to girl, somebody you can call, boom.
Yeah,
I called her like 2 days. I said, Oby, I want you to come on live. Just say, at friends, I'm coming. With no conditions attached.
No, why would I want to do
so
that?
I'm telling you.
I just asked Florence, just let me know the best story to tell. Because I didn't know if I was I didn't know if I was really willing to share this story, but something just said to me, Oby, I think it's time for you to share it.
Yeah.
There's no
so I am really, really grateful that you did make it. And I want to thank everyone that connected today. Hi Chief Chijoke, thank you. Geraldine, thank you. Christopher, thank you. Josh, thank you. Thank you so much. Livinos, thank you so much. Dr. Ngozi, thank you so much. Henry, thank you. Thank you. Lolo Weruche, thank you so much for connecting. You guys know there's no life reels without you guys.
Yes.
And I'm sure you're taking something home to that person that might come to you and say, oh, this one I'm going through. Whether in America or any part of the world, challenges can just arise, and then you don't bottle up. That's my mantra. Don't bottle up. Talk to somebody. Suicide is not an option. Because like she said, it's a selfish way of running away from your problem. Because think of the loved people, your loved people that are going to leave behind with hurt. Please, don't do it. Talk to somebody. Inbox me. If you want somebody to talk to and there is none, inbox me. Talk to me, send me email, send me your number, I will call you, and then we'll take it off from there. Please, don't keep it to yourself. God bless you. Oby, we have
bless you. Oh wow! I'm gonna get a gift too.
Yes, so we have our little gift when you come to the studio. We share just to say thank you, like a souvenir.
Thank you.
Just take it from us, and it's just a T-shirt.
Does it have the logo on it?
Yes.
Yes, I was here.
Yes. So,
thank you.
So
I was here.
That's from us to you.
Thank you so much.
Lifereals family.
Yeah.
You don't have silver and gold to give to you to say thank you. But just remember that someday you were here.
Yes.
And
so much.
Share the word. Tell them that's a place they can share their story and let out the burden. So guys, we overshot our time today because I couldn't stop this story. I could not just stop it, but you know what? It is okay. Let's be for the first time. Shoot advance line. It's okay. No problem. No vex.
Y'all have a blessed week.
All right, so we'll do this next week again. Thank you again for connecting. God bless you. Prince, can you log me out, please? Log me out right now before they kill me. Are you even sure Prince is there? Oh, God. I for Prince.
Lifereals with Florence Onuma.
One step at a
My
time.
name is Florence Onuma. I am the anchor of Lifereals. Lifereals was created to reach out to people that need somebody to talk to, a shoulder to lean on, an avenue for people to express themselves instead of blocking things up.